A surprising comment from Oblak after the defeat to Real Madrid. The Slovenian goalkeeper Jan Oblak, the goalkeeper of Atletico Madrid, expressed his disappointment after losing the qualification for the Champions League quarter-finals to Real Madrid. Oblak: "We missed the luck against Real Madrid." Oblak said, in statements reported by the Spanish newspaper Marca, "It's hard to accept the defeat, but this is football, and this is life." He continued, "The season is still ongoing, and we need to pull ourselves together and not dwell too much on what happened. We have a new match in a few days." Oblak commented on the team's performance in the penalty shootout, saying, "This is the luck we didn't have today, and they certainly had it. Unfortunately, we didn't succeed." The Atletico Madrid goalkeeper added, "Was the elimination fair or not? It doesn't matter too much. We gave everything we had, we played a good match, and we wanted to win, but we couldn't." He further said, "Whether the elimination was fair or not, it doesn't matter much. We gave everything on the field, but unfortunately, we couldn't achieve the victory." Ancelotti spoke in statements published by Spanish newspaper Marca regarding the cancellation of Julian Alvarez's penalty. "Oh yes, oh my God, it's very strange. Yes, he touches it twice, shoots it with his right foot, and then touches it with his left foot. Penalties are like a lottery, we all know that." He continued his statements about the penalty decision. "I think they already noticed this on our bench. When we realized the doubt, they had already figured it out through the video technology. I didn't realize it. I saw it, and it seemed to me that he was playing with his left foot on the second touch." Ancelotti continued, "It was a tough match because they scored against us in the first minute. The dynamics of the game changed a bit. They defended very well, counterattacked, and we didn't create many real chances. There was a penalty, missed by Vinicius." Carlo Ancelotti added, "It's difficult to find real chances against Atletico because they defend in an amazing and exceptional way. Penalties are still, I think, a lottery. Either it's the picture or the writing. Today we got the picture. Atletico left the competition with their heads held high because they played at a good level." Regarding the early goal scored by Atletico Madrid in the first minute, the Italian coach explained, "My concern was that the match was lacking control. The important thing was not to lose balance and to look for a counterattack." He continued, "In the second half, we controlled the opponent's half well. The match could have gone to penalties, which it did." He continued about extra time. "We wanted to finish the match before penalties. Camavinga contributed significantly, and I substituted Tchouaméni because he had a yellow card. Ibrahim Diaz came in and contributed a lot. Mendy was also injured, but will continue to fight." Regarding the penalties, Ancelotti revealed, "We wanted to put Endrick as the fifth shooter, but we thought that Rudiger was calmer. We talked about it. I told Endrick that he would take the fifth penalty, and I didn't see him very happy, so I told him to wait. We chose Rudiger because he scored against Manchester City." On how he felt during the penalty shootout, he explained, "Calmly, because when it's a lottery, when it's like tossing a coin, you can't lose your mind. You have to wait for what's going to happen. We entered the match as if we were already winners, and the season is still long." Fede Valverde, the star of Real Madrid, spoke about the team's qualification at the expense of Atletico Madrid in the current UEFA Champions League season. The match between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, which was part of the return leg in the round of 16, ended with a penalty shootout victory for the Merengues. Fede Valverde said in a press statement after the Atletico Madrid match, "Oh my God, it was really difficult. We played an ordinary game at home, and this is what always happens here. We entered the match as if we had already won, but the first goal really bothered us. We dominated them and went into the penalty shootout feeling very tired. Thank God we won." He continued his statement about the penalty he took. "I feel very relieved. There are many thoughts running through my mind during that walk. You know that there are many people supporting you, teammates, and people working at the training ground." Valverde added about Real Madrid's qualification to the quarterfinals. "This should serve as motivation, even though there's still a lot of season left." He concluded his comments about feeling tired, with the Real Madrid midfielder saying, "With the win, you forget the fatigue." Ancelotti: "We realized that Alvarez's penalty was incorrect before the VAR, which is why I preferred Rudiger over Endrick. A great comment from Guardiola on Real Madrid's victory over Atletico Madrid. Pep Guardiola, the manager of Manchester City, spoke extensively about Real Madrid's strength in the Champions League, praising the royal team's character, which always makes them the top contender for the title, regardless of the circumstances they face. These comments came after Real Madrid overcame Atletico Madrid with difficulty, following a marathon match that ended with penalties, securing their spot in the quarter-finals, and setting up a fiery clash with Arsenal, a match eagerly awaited by football fans worldwide. Real Madrid, the king of the Champions League. Guardiola began his remarks by emphasizing that Real Madrid is not just a club competing in the Champions League, but the team that embodies the very essence of the competition, saying, "When you talk about the Champions League, the first name that comes to mind is Real Madrid. This team is not just a strong contender in the competition, but it is its king, its master, a team with an exceptional history that sets it apart from everyone else." Every season, some expect Real Madrid to struggle, face difficulties, or see other teams in better form. But in the end, they always find their way into contention for the title, and that's what makes them the most feared club in Europe. The Spanish coach added, "Real Madrid knows how to win, knows how to deal with tough moments, knows how to take advantage of opportunities, and knows how to manage big matches. This team has a mentality completely different from any other team, which is why they are always in the heart of the competition, regardless of the circumstances, injuries, or even the players on the team. It's not a team that relies on just one player or a specific generation. It's a club built on a culture of winning, and this culture is passed from one generation to the next." Real Madrid's mentality in the Champions League. Guardiola spoke about Real Madrid's strong character in the competition, saying, "We've seen this time and again. Real Madrid doesn't need to be the best team over the course of the season to win the Champions League. Other teams might play more entertaining football or break records, but when the crucial moment arrives, Real Madrid is there, present, strong, and ready to win. And this is not just a coincidence. It's the result of the winning mentality that this club possesses." Guardiola noted that Real Madrid had faced difficulties this season, suffering losses to several teams in the group stages, but ultimately managed to qualify and overcome Atletico Madrid in the round of 16, saying, "The teams that beat Real Madrid in the group stages thought they had broken the team's spirit, but we saw how those teams were eliminated one by one, while Real Madrid kept going. Atletico Madrid was a tough opponent and could have pulled off an upset, but Real Madrid proved once again that they are not easily defeated and that they can withstand any circumstances. This team has an extraordinary ability to overcome difficult times, and that's what makes them the top contender for the title." The secret behind Real Madrid's success in the European competition. On the secret behind Real Madrid's dominance in the Champions League, Guardiola said, "There are teams with great players and teams that play beautiful football, but Real Madrid has something extra, something that can't be measured by statistics or numbers, which is experience and a unique mentality. In this competition, it's not enough to just have a strong squad. You need to know how to manage big matches, when to press, when to calm down, when to kill the game, and Real Madrid is the best at that, hands down." Guardiola confirmed that the Spanish team has an exceptional ability to come back in crucial matches, pointing out that this trait has been evident on multiple occasions, saying, "We've seen this in past editions when Real Madrid looked close to elimination, but then made an incredible comeback, scoring in the final moments, turning defeat into victory. This team never gives up and isn't afraid, no matter the opponent. They know they can win at any moment, and this belief always keeps them at the top." The curse of teams that defeat. Real Madrid. Guardiola commented on the curse that haunts teams that defeat Real Madrid in the Champions League, joking, "It's become clear that teams that beat Real Madrid in the group stages often end up exiting the competition afterward. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not. But it's obvious that facing Real Madrid in this competition is not easy, and even if you manage to beat them, you'll face a tougher test later on, and that's what makes this competition always full of surprises." The awaited clash with Arsenal. Is Real Madrid closer to the title? When asked about Real Madrid's upcoming match against Arsenal in the quarter-finals, Guardiola said, "Arsenal is an extremely strong team this season, playing great football under Mikel Arteta, and they have young players with huge energy. But facing Real Madrid in the Champions League is something entirely different. Arsenal may have the upper hand on paper in some aspects, but when the game begins, Real Madrid knows how to manage it, control the pace, and take advantage of the few opportunities that come their way. That's what makes them the most dangerous team in this competition. He added, "If Real Madrid can get past Arsenal, they'll be one step closer to the title. And I think everyone knows that when Real Madrid reaches the semi-finals, it becomes very difficult to stop them from winning the title. This team gets stronger the closer they get to the final, and if they make it to the last match, you know their chances of winning are greater than any other team." Closing remarks. Real Madrid should never be underrated. In closing, Guardiola sent a clear message to anyone doubting Real Madrid, saying, "You can try to downplay Real Madrid's chances. You can talk about other teams as favorites. You can mention statistics. But in the end, when the moment of truth arrives, you'll find Real Madrid there, ready, prepared to win. This team should never be underestimated, and if you think they are finished or unable to compete, you're making a huge mistake." With these words, Pep Guardiola once again confirmed that Real Madrid is not just an ordinary team in the Champions League, but the team that embodies the spirit of the competition, always capable of bouncing back from any situation, and the top contender for the title, no matter the circumstances. Will the Royal team continue their journey towards the 16th title? The coming